Here's how I lost about $3,000 today while trading on the NASDAQ. So to start off, I just have my market open marked out at 6:30, and I'm just on the higher time frame looking for draws on liquidity. So when market opened, we had this hourly high and then a handful of lows just down here. And then this low all the way down here was perfectly equal with this over here. So I was kind of thinking, all right, we're probably going to be bearish on the day. We also have some war stuff in the Middle East. So I'm thinking, all right, we're likely going to be bearish. And then as well, we had this target, but it was quite far away. So I was looking for maybe these sell side liquidity pools to get swept out before we came all the way up here. But to start off, we instantly came and took out this high, and of course we just started chopping around as we have all week. It's been really annoying, low-key, not gonna lie. It's been a not great week for me as well as today, but we did start chopping around and then started coming down. At this point, we had formed a low as well right here on the slightly higher time frame. On the hourly, we formed that low. So I'm thinking, all right, this looks like a decent draw for price. It looks like it's coming down to here after we swept this out. So on the 5-minute, I was kind of just watching the price action, started to become pretty bearish. The order flow is bearish, so I'm looking for us to push lower, and we did start coming lower. And honestly, I was pretty confident that this low was going to get taken. Once we maybe took this out, I probably should have just shorted. Like once we tapped in this fair value gap, I could have had a decent stop loss like here, targeting this. Not a terrible trade, would have hit, of course, but that did not happen. Instead, I waited for us to come all the way down here and then a small little retrace, and I entered on this candle like somewhere up here. And you would think maybe I hit this trade based on this, but unfortunately I did have my stop loss like literally right here, and then my take profit would have been this. So of course stopped me out right there and then instantly flooded down and took out my profit target. Definitely a really unfortunate trade, honestly. Like I said, maybe I could have entered up here, found something better, but this is just what happens sometimes. You know, we still respected this gap, but that's just where I chose to put my stop loss. I wouldn't have really done anything too different other than had I entered up here, but this, I still think this was a decent trade. Maybe I could have waited for us to tap into this first and then reject and enter here, but it is what it is. Not a terrible trade. I'd probably take it again, honestly, and you know, sometimes you just lose, and that's how it goes. Just to show you guys, here's my Top Step X. I have the P&L right here, and then it was copy traded across all 5 accounts. Now Top Step has it set, I'm pretty sure, that regardless of what you take, the accounts are going to get the same exact fill, so it's always going to be identical on these 5 accounts. Now there's no like slippage anymore, so exactly the same, 587.80, and yeah, unfortunate L here for sure. I appreciate you watching the whole video if you made it through. It was unfortunate I took a L, but it is what it is. I'll be back to it on Monday. If you did take a trade today, let me know below in the comments what you took.